I often tell you to look beyond. I often tell you to look at the bigger picture. Now, for those that are looking beyond, for those that are looking at the bigger picture, you may recognize what I'm saying here. The more you look at the bigger picture, the less you suddenly just trust people out of the blue. You still have common natural trust towards other people. You need that to operate in a human community. But that automatic blind trust when it comes to relatives, friends, or just people are of the same circle of yours, you don't have it anymore. I also said, I'm not the first one that said it, it's a common saying in the world, never trust an addict. When we think of an addict, we think of a crackhead or someone that's on cigarettes all the time. But don't you know that people who refuse to deal with any type of discomfort, they are addicts also? And those addicts are worse than crackheads or people that are onto cigarettes or heroin. You know why? Because their addiction, their obsession is immaterial. And therefore they seek material outlet. Now, of course, someone that's addicted to physical drugs or some physical substance, it also has an immaterial origin. I know that. But because they're attached to something material, you can appease them with the material. But people with psychic addictions, they will demand gratification from you in sustaining that psychic benefit they're craving after. For example, someone that's always honest, they just say things as they are, or they don't take any so-called BS. When they don't like something or they feel discomfort, something just throw it out. And it's your fault how you deal with it. Such an individual does not want to acknowledge your natural responsibilities towards the human community. You just have a will, and you have to deal with that will. And because they're honest about their will, for some reason they think they are off the hook. They can say whatever they want, they can ignore whatever they want, they can act whatever they want because they're honest, they're real, they're direct. And in the world, they applaud you, saying, well, at least he's honest, it's with him, you know where you're at. No, negativity is negativity. Real honesty is when you evaluate yourself, acknowledge that you're wrong, and you seek for deliverance. That's real honesty. But what the world calls honesty, just allowing people to throw out their will or act out their will because they're so-called honest, that's not honesty, that's violence. Such an individual just throws things out. They want the psychic benefit of you agreeing with their relief seeking. Because their will can be wrong. And they should be able to acknowledge that and adjust their will. But our folks who just don't want to look at themselves, that's not done, that's taboo, never talk about that. They just want the psychic benefit, or they just want the psychic relief. This is what they want. That's what they are obsessed with. In the beginning, they're just honest, saying things as they are. Or they're just playing about what they want. After that, when they realize that you don't give them the relief anymore, don't give them the validation that they're looking for, they'll begin to act out against you. Then they begin to assault you physically, and then they'll begin to kill people. That's how it goes. So I want to talk about psychic obsessions. We call it addictions, but I really call it obsessions. People that always have a will and they're very clear about their will, they don't beat around the bush, you just say whatever they want, they're very clear what they want, beware. Unless you're a manager working at a business, or unless you're a police officer doing your job, that directness is nothing but relief seeking. People want the psychic benefit of willing whatever they will, because they are so-called God, nobody can question them. Oh dear, don't tell them to change their will, because that's a big sin that you dare to tell them to change their will. You have folks like that. Such folks, don't praise them for being honest. Don't enable them, because once you enable them, they get attached to you validating them, and they'll build a pattern in which they keep seeking relief from you. And the day you don't give them that relief, man, they go, oh, man, you're in danger. There's a lot of people get hooked up with narcissists. There's a lot of people end up in dangerous marriages. And later they figure out, how did I end up here? Why? Maybe the individual they were with was so-called honest. He or she didn't beat around the bush. And that's why they thought, I can be around this individual. At least with him or her, I know where I'm at. It's a deception. Unless someone is willing to examine themselves and to examine their environments and to take appropriate actions in line with reality, they're not honest. They're just relief seeking. So don't praise someone because they are seeking relief in a transparent manner. Okay? If they have a negative will, they have a negative meditation, they are wrong. Okay? I don't care how open and direct they are about it, they are wrong. The fact that they are wrong and they don't care, but they demand you to agree with them, shows you that they want to violate reality. So if they want to violate reality and they demand you to agree with them, sooner or later they will attack you and violate you when they don't get the high, the relief that they are craving. I'm telling you, see folks for who they are. I'm not here to make you suspicious or fearful. No, I'm just telling you to keep your eyes open. Well, that's it for now. Keep agreeing with Christ and be at peace.